Hi there, I'm Mike Groticelli, editor of HDCameraGuide.com. I'm here with Alan Keil, Director of Engineering for Ikegami Products, with some new exciting news from the show here at NAB this year. One thing they're showing, which I think is pretty unique, is that their cameras actually are ready for 3D today with no modification. All they have to do is be strapped onto and we'll mount it onto the different rigs. Alan, talk a little bit about that.
Right, we're showing 3 different rigs here at the Ikegami booth to show the ease and flexibility of our camera to be used in them. They kind of go up in sophistication from, I guess, from your right to left.
Right.
They increase in their degree of sophistication. Relatively straightforward, simple configuration. 2 cameras here in parallel. Of course, the camera itself becomes a limitation on how close the optical paths can get. And typically for 3D work, we want an interocular distance, 65 millimeters, approximate spacing of our eyes, or even less than that for applications. So,
okay.
What we're doing here, what Musashi, who makes the rig, does is fold the optical axis closer together, so the 2 optical axes can be brought into close proximity. Of course,
wow,
to be effective, we need to have a narrow barrel lens to work with it. But
right.
In this case, we have a couple of nice HD lenses that were developed for the HDL20, which do have a very narrow 53 millimeter diameter, allows us to get down to about that distance as far as the interocular separation is concerned. It's pretty much a fixed situation, so we would say that the interocular distance is adjustable mechanically, as is the convergence angle.
Right.
But that would be normally preset before a particular scene was shot, and then you would stick with that throughout the scene.
Great, but again, using standard HL79 cameras.
This is using standard HL79 cameras.
Very nice, very nice.
Now moving up in sophistication and allowing real-time control and changing of the interocular distance and the convergence point would be a system such as we see here.
Okay.
This is an Element Technica rig from California. We have a straight-through camera, and then we have a half mirror splitting the light, and we have a camera that you may be able to see on the bottom of the rig.
A box-style camera.
Right. By using this mirror and splitting the light, we are able to bring the cameras actually on top of one another.
Okay.
Because the physical conflict has been eliminated by virtue of the mirror.
Great.
Interesting features here. One is that they put the front camera below the straight-through camera as opposed to the more, let's say, traditional position of above.
Right.
And that's to try to bring the overall profile a little lower, try to have less obstruction to the viewing audience. In a live situation, 3D cameras typically need to be close to the action in front, or in between the action and the audience.
When you're using a beam splitter type situation.
And when you're using a beam splitter, they're tall and
right.
blocking the vision of the live audience, so you have a conflict there where the live audience wants to see the action, but then the 3D camera does as well. So
okay.
This is a lower profile, and we're taking an interesting approach of using 2 different camera models. So for the straight-through camera, it's a traditional camera that you'll find, an HDK79 PC that you find on a mobile unit.
Yep.
And then we're using one of our POV cameras that has the same sensors and same video processing. So a matching, but physically smaller camera, and that frees us up to have more tilt range so that we don't have a conflict with a particularly long camera on the
That's a great
downside.
feature.
It's a little bit like the old story with the prompter monitors.
Yep.
Because I'm going back to CRTs that used to extend below or above the mirror.
Okay, but that's a great thing because a lot of other rigs are limited in that way. So
right.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Now the fact that you're actually doing 1080p 60 processing, that helps with image quality, doesn't it? And with 3D, that you want the highest quality you can get.
Yes, I think that's true. Most 3D work so far has not been done in 60p, but we're prepared. I think others are moving in that direction. We have 2 models right now that are supporting 1080 60p. Actually, the models that you see here, the portable camera with or without its system expander and the POV camera will both support the 1080 60p format. We're delivering that product today.
Great. How much interest would you say at the show is for this kind of thing?
Well, the interest has been very high on 3D. And of course there is some immediate demand, but there's also, I'm sure, a high degree of curiosity here at the show because it is new.
Right.
It was almost non-existent, I think, last NAB, so it has come on in a hurry, and everybody everybody is very interested in it this year.
But the thing about Ikegami that people like is the Ikegami look, so to speak. That's what kind of they've been famous for. What makes that look? What makes that look so unique?
It's the processing, I guess, that we've done. I would say it's attributed to the colorimetry and the detail enhancement. Those are the two key areas. And we've maintained the same basic design criteria as far as those parameters are concerned. So.
And you're still using CCD sensors, right?
We're using CCD and CMOS.
Oh, you are as well? Okay,
so
okay.
It would depend a little bit on the product.
Okay, okay. Another product line that you guys obviously have offered is the GF Cams product line. Wonder what's kind of new in that area, what's going on there?
GF Cam has a few new features to extend the application from ENG to cinema style applications. We've added the option of 24, 25, and 30p operation of the camera.
Nice.
Not brand new for this year's NAB, but one of the key new features is the ability to use consumer media as opposed to our more or less proprietary GF pack media.
Compact flash, in other words?
Now we're using compact flash
Great.
media as an alternate. So that gives you the benefit of consumer availability and price.
Right. But GF pack actually has solid state in it. I mean,
it does,
compact flash in it, right?
It does have flash memory in it.
Okay, okay.
Not with the compact flash.
Because what people like about that form factor is, you know, these compact flash cards are like this big. I can lose them very easily, right? The pack is something that you don't tend to misplace.
Right. The the GF pack has a cassette style shape or cassette master. It's not as easy to lose.
Right.
CF card is also a little bit bigger. The SD card is the smallest of the cards. But
right. Okay. Okay.
We are looking at using those cards because of the price point.
Of course.
And the availability.
Availability. The other thing is it makes them immediately compatible with a lot of different edit systems, right?
Right.
I shoot and goes right into the edit, into the laptop or whatever.
Right. But we've had a USB port on the GF pack. So,
oh, you have? Okay.
Right. With that, you have a cable connect to just about any PC, so you're really already been there.
Nice. One thing as editor of HD Camera Guide, we always say that quality counts. And one thing I enjoy about Ikegami is that quality counts for Ikegami as well. In other words, you haven't come out with a 1/3" sensor camera, a 1/2" sensor camera. Why is that?
Well, I think it's primarily the reason you mentioned. We're not a real mass production type company. We are more of a high-end, modest production type of.
But that's why people like that look, is what I'm saying, right?
So we're still concentrating what we've always concentrated on.
Again, to Alan's point about flexibility, you know, Ikegami is showing another rig from Reality Digital, which is kind of I would say a kind of a larger ergonomic rig. How would you describe it?
Well, this is really the most sophisticated rig that we're showing in the booth, and it is our live display where a lot of people have come to see it and put their glasses on and have a look at the real end result of a 3D live picture.
Great.
It's, as mentioned, a Reality rig out of California using two HDL51 cameras. That's a multi-format camera that can do 1080i, 720p, and 1080 24p. It is available in a 60p version as well, although that's not what's being exhibited today.
Gotcha.
But it is available and deliverable as well.
Great.
We are showing our new control system where we have one OCP controlling the two cameras as a pair. So,
oh, nice. And that's the same OCP you've been showing forever, so to speak.
Well, it's our OCP 200, which is a standard product.
Okay.
So using a standard MCP, a standard OCP, and on the MCP they can trim the two cameras to get the perfect match as desired, and then when they throw the control over to the OCP, then the OCP, a single OCP, controls the pair of cameras.
Great.
You can have multiple, with one MCP you can control multiple pairs of cameras.
Great. So what you're saying is if you own an Ikegami camera, you can do 3D today?
Absolutely.
And there's different versions, so there's different price ranges?
There are different price ranges, different degrees of sophistication that are associated with it.
Right.
In this case, you have pretty much standard video operators, pretty much standard camera operator, but you do introduce a new element, the man that controls the 3D effect. And in real time, you can control the interocular distance, control the point of convergence.
Great.
That's adding a degree of sophistication to the stereo production.
Great. So, in your view, we're going to see a lot of 3D soon. What's the kind of feeling?
Again, I think the growth right now is very high.
Yeah.
We had almost nothing last year. Pretty quiet 6 months ago, and now it's very much the hot topic. So
right.
I think we will see quite a bit of it this year. So.
Okay, great.
And we have already seen quite a bit of work done with our cameras. A lot of the Steadicam work and so forth has been done with our cameras, and we expect to see more with these kind of setups that we're demonstrating here at the show.
Great. This has been Mike Groticelli with HD Camera Guy with Alan Keil of Ikegami.